We all know by now that it's important to keep your horn clean. It's also kind of a pain, especially with a compensating euphonium. There's a lot of tubings, a lot of curves. I tried for years to use standard, the cleaning snakes, the long flexible tubes, but I never could get in all the crooks and crannies in the instrument without, well, in fact, I broke a couple of those snakes as I tried to do so. So I found the best way is to give it a good cleaning every few months, a good flushing, and I've talked about that before. But for today I want to talk about what I do every week with the instrument to help keep it from needing the full cleaning quite so often. And that is I use these Herco Spitballs. They look a little bit like the ear protection devices you might have seen. They're stored in or shipped in a fluid, as perhaps you can see here. I gotta think there's glycerin involved somewhere along the line because the fluid is kind of slippery feeling. Anyway, they're very simple to use. They really only work on the small bore parts of the instrument, which is most of what we care about. You start by taking out the tuning slide. I like to have a paper towel just to keep things neat because as you put the spitball inside here, some of that fluid will get squeezed out. I like to catch it with this little bib I've made out of a paper towel. So I get it as far as I can with my finger, which is not very far. I learned very soon with this that you want to get as much distance as possible, and I use this little HW Products cleaning brush to do this. I push it in. Of course, it's only going to go about as far as that first curve, because this is not a flexible brush, but that's fine. That's far enough. Once it's in there, put your mouthpiece in it. I'll get this out of the way. Then you simply blow through the horn. Now I tend to use all the valves down most times. That sends this little spitball through just about every tube in the horn and just about every port in the valves. So you get the horn up. I have an old towel down here. Hold everything down and blow through it. That's it. Aha. So this little guy found some gunk this time. It doesn't always, but it did now. That may be partly because I've been trying oils, so I've been cleaning it, changing oils, cleaning it again, and so on. And despite all the cleanings, I'm cleaning the travel path of the piston. Some of that stuff probably seeps into the tubing, and this is a little more productive than I usually get. Because I've gotten some dirt on it that's quite obvious, I'm going to do a second round. So starting just as before, push it in. The mouthpiece, by the way, is not just for hygiene, so I don't have to touch the receiver with my lips. It gives you more area to blow into, and that helps to get a greater push, and it'll get the thing all the way through the valves. All those noises you heard, that fluttering sound, was this thing making all the turns and twists that it has to go through. And as you can see now, it looks a whole lot better than that first one that came out. So I'm going to proclaim that the instrument is done now. That's it. So it's pretty simple. That's literally a 5-minute job. And to do that once a week can help to keep this part of the instrument, where all the small tubes are. So we've now cleaned out everything from the lead pipe through all these tubes down to this point here where I took the tuning slide out. These Herco Spitballs, the size 15 is what you want for a euphonium. There's a size 18 that's better for a trumpet. And if you're going to clean a British bore baritone, that size 18 might be what you need. But for all euphoniums, a size 15 should be sufficient. There are 25 in the pack. So if you use it every week, that's half a year. But as you saw today, I needed to use 2. Some days, especially if I've been doing a lot of stuff with the horn, it may take 3 turns to get it done. So I doubt you'll pay more than $5 for something like this, so it's a pretty good investment. Thanks for listening.